Hi there, folks. Welcome back to Retro Review. So I got out of seeing Rambo Last Blood, and it's been basically about 10 years since the last Rambo film. And this has got to be one of the most artist journeys to being made into a film, because at least at one point, the Mexico storyline was going to be in 4. That got dropped in favor of the Burma storyline. And at least at one point, during this 10 years, there's going to be a Rambo series without the production of Sylvester Stallone. At least at one point, there was interest in doing a Rambo prequel to his days in Vietnam. At least at one point, there was an interesting idea of him fighting an alien. At least at one point, Stallone and David Morrell, the author of First Blood, were going to craft a story that would be a fitting end to that saga. They couldn't come up with anything. And now, finally, we do have a storyline that involves Mexico. And the fact that it's coherent at all is a small blessing, but just because it's coherent doesn't make it any good. I think this is the worst Rambo film, I really do. And sadly, I hated this thing. So Sylvester Stallone again plays Rambo. He's back on the Arizona farm. And oh yeah, he's suffering from PTSD. And gives lip service to PTSD because he's taking a whole bunch of pills. We're introduced to his niece, which I didn't realize Rambo had any family, which makes it all weird because we never even heard of these people beforehand. Rambo, basically this girl gets kidnapped by a Mexican sex trafficking ring and it's up to Rambo to save her. And you know, I sat through this thing, really, I'm mystified. There's also at least one point that there was a story going to be surrounding him at the UN, which I would have loved to see him at the UN. Heck, I would rather see him fight an alien, although yes, that's Predator to a certain degree. The previous 4 films were all optimistic. Yes, even the film about Burma, which, you know, let's face it, Burma is still a basket, but at least I was optimistic about everything. Rambo Last Blood is probably one of the most pessimistic films, nihilistic films I've ever come across. Stallone doesn't direct this thing. It's directed by someone who I never heard of. He co-writes this thing as well with the guy. Credit to the guy for making it a coherent film to begin with. Yeah, there's a subplot involving a journalist whose sister was killed by this sex trafficking ring. And, you know, the bad guys here are generic bad guys. There's no personalities to these people. I mean, even the Burmese generals, even the bad guy from, you know, Rambo 3, yes, the Soviet guy, those people had personalities to which we can identify with them. I really don't think that this film has anything decent to say about sex trafficking at all. I mean, okay, yeah, they sex traffic women, and oh yeah, there's a tunnel underneath that which they can go from Mexico to the United States. In the last 20 or so minutes, we get the battle between the men and Rambo, and let's face it, that's actually fascinating. We all want to see Rambo pick off one person at a time until we get to the main bad guy. But of course, here's the thing. Money dictates Hollywood, and Stallone has said that if this film makes money, which we probably will, although the theater that I saw this at, there was hardly anyone there. All the old folks are going to see Downton Abbey, everyone else will probably see something else. There'll probably be another film. Why? This character is past its time. That's really what I have to say. And the crux of my argument is that this character, this time is past. This character should remain in the 80s. At the end, there's sort of a tribute to this character, and I found myself thinking, in a better film, with a better send-off, that this tribute would be moving to me. It's not moving. I would rather have this character go back to Hope, Washington, and I know in the novel it's Kentucky. Stallone in this film is getting at least a couple different monologues that I think just ring hollow. This film says nothing about the Mexican culture. It really doesn't. So in the end, folks, what I'm going to say about Rambo Last Blood, I'm sadly having to give this and only see it when you're drunk. Yes, I'm Stallone and I'm 70 years old, you know. So folks, Rambo Last Blood, have you seen this? What'd you think? How would you rank the Rambo series if you could? As always, folks, like, comment, subscribe, enrich yourself with knowledge. I'll see you next time, folks. Yes, hooray.